You as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, not knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in madness or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relaxed, lay on the same bed, or sat or ate together, sometimes alone and sometimes in front of many friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses. Purport. Although Krishna is manifested before Arjuna in his universal form, Arjuna remembers his friendly relationship with Krishna and is therefore asking pardon and requesting Krishna to excuse him for the many informal gestures which arise out of friendship. He is admitting that formerly he did not know that Krishna could assume such a universal form, although Krishna explained it as his intimate friend. Arjuna did not know how many times he may have dishonored Krishna by addressing him, O my friend, O Krishna, O Yadava, etc., without acknowledging his opulence. But Krishna is so kind and merciful that in spite of such opulence, he played with Arjuna as a friend. Such is the transcendental loving reciprocation between the devotee and the Lord. The relationship between the living entity and Krishna is fixed eternally. It cannot be forgotten, as we can see from the behavior of Arjuna. Although Arjuna has seen the opulence in the universal form, he cannot forget his friendly relationship with Krishna. So I read the verse again. Saketi matva prasadam yaduktam he Krishna he Yadava he saketi ajanatam ahimanam savedam maya pramadat kamaye navati. Thinking of you as my friend, I have rashly addressed you, O Krishna, O Yadava, O my friend, not knowing your glories. Please forgive whatever I may have done in malice or in love. I have dishonored you many times, jesting as we relaxed, lay on the same bed, or sat on and ate together, sometimes alone, and sometimes in front of many friends. O infallible one, please excuse me for all those offenses. So in this 11th chapter, Krishna is showing his universal form to Arjuna, and this is a very spectacular thing. Sometimes people they say that God does not exist, and show me God, and Prabhupada usually say that one should answer such persons that you have no eyes to see God. We have our eyes are just material eyes, and we cannot really see what is behind things in this world. But in the here, Krishna is actually giving Arjuna divine eyes. He can see beyond what is usually seen by ordinary persons, and this is actually something that is there in all religions. That there are some that what we can see with our eyes and what we can experience in this world, it is actually something behind it. It has its roots somewhere else, in some other reality. It doesn't mean that what we see is untrue. It just means that there is more to it than we can see. So Krishna is showing Arjuna, he has understood. Krishna has explained in the 9th chapter in detail how he is. Everything is his energies. Also in the 7th chapter he explained that everything that we see in this world is a combination of two things, materia and spirit. We have in the 7th chapter Krishna is explaining earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego. This is mind and false ego. These are the 8 gross material manifestations, or material energies. And then besides this, there are innumerable living entities, who belongs to the higher nature, spiritual nature. And everything that we see in this world is actually a combination of these two energies. Then also Krishna is the super soul everywhere. He's present everywhere as super soul, but he is not manifested. In an unmanifested form, he is everywhere. And we cannot see. But one who has love for the Supreme God, he can see that Krishna is everywhere. Everything is in Krishna, and Krishna is everywhere. So Krishna shows Arjuna, he has understood this from Krishna in the 9th chapter and in the 7th chapter specifically. And Arjuna, he wants to understand how Krishna is everything. And then Krishna says, okay, just behold my opulence. He shows him the universal form, how everything is actually a manifestation of his energy. And he says to Arjuna that you can see here everything. All of you are situated in one place, so to say. You can see behind the wall, behind the planets, behind everything. And also in time. You can see everything that is happening in the past, everything that can happen in the future, or will be happening in the future. So he saw Lord Brahma sitting on the lotus flower before the second creation, so to say. Brahma is doing the secondary creation. And so it is very special that actually Arjuna could see Brahma at the beginning of creation. So, and in this form, of course, Arjuna is amazed. And we can also say that we, every one of us, is there, part of the universal form. You know? You are also part of the universal form. And if Arjuna wanted, he could see you sitting here in this class here. So this is inconceivable. 5,000 years ago, somebody could see us sitting here and speaking about Bhagavad Gita. So a few verses before, Krishna is Arjuna is asking, because when he sees this, he becomes like afraid. It's so powerful, and this view that he is seeing, that he's asking, who are you? What is your agenda? What is your purpose? And then Krishna is answering this very famous answer that time I am. How is that in Sanskrit? Follows me. Time I am. I have come to destroy everybody here on this battlefield, for example. So Arjuna, the whole thing was started with Arjuna. He was reluctant to fight in this battle. So Krishna was encouraging him that he should fight. And he's encouraging here also in the 11th chapter that you don't have to worry. These warriors who are here, they are already dead, practically speaking, because that's already arranged, that is decided already. So this is, and also in the second chapter he says that actually all these things that you see in front of us, they have always existed. They are existing now, and they will also exist in the future. Because that is the soul. The soul is eternal. So in this way he is encouraging Arjuna that the soul is actually eternal. We don't have to worry too much about the body. We have to take care of the body. That's another thing. And also he's saying that in this way that it is temporary. And in spiritual life, when we take up spiritual life, it is very important to understand the temporality of this world. Because we tend to try to hold on to something in the material world, in this world, which is not eternal, which is not going to last. We have there's one verse, Diha Bhaja, Diha Pasya, I forgot the Sanskrit. And one person, Diha Pasya Kare Tradishu, Apasaini Sarasatsa, Pesham Kamapta Nidanam, how is it? Pashyana. Yes, okay. So, one who is devoid of Atma Tattva, the knowledge of the self, of the spirit, he takes shelter of fallible soldiers, like the body and wife and children, family, and whatever in this world. And because he is devoid of Atma Tattva, he, although he has sufficient experience, he cannot see his inevitable destruction. This is maybe a little heavy to speak about like that, but if we are engrossed in material consciousness, we think that we are the body and mind, then we naturally take shelter of things related to the body. And but one who has Atma Tattva, knowledge of the spirit, he understands that this is a temporary arrangement. It's not that there's something wrong with having marriage and this and that, and children, but it is a temporary arrangement. And the eternal soul, that's the important thing. The soul is transmigrating in this body already, from boyhood to youth to old age, and then at the time of death we are transmigrating, the soul is transmigrating into another body. So the soul is the most important thing. The body is the temporary thing. And I remember that in church in Sweden, they used to say that that today, in every Sunday, they had a sermon and preached to people, and then the priest was saying that today we just to remind ourselves of our own death, or that we are death, mortality. Remind ourselves about our mortality. We will now read the names of those who died in the congregation. And the priest was reading the names and how old they became and like this. So it's very important, but this they have taken away. This is too heavy nowadays. But previously, they were more understanding that it is important for spiritual life to remind ourselves about our mortality. And I also remember myself, before I joined the Krishna consciousness movement, I was actually one time I was traveling like a vagabond alone in different countries, and I was walking. I don't know exactly where I was heading for, but I was walking on the street or the road, and then there was a village there. So okay, let's see what this is. And I walked through this village or the town, and then I just walked out of it, and I realized, oh, this was it. This was just a little town, and then I saw a house next there. And I suddenly realized that the house is like just a temporary what is that called? Abode, temporary abode for us. Sometimes we live in that house, and then somebody else is living in that house. So I realized that temporality of this world. So this was giving some hint that there must be something which is eternal. And of course, many persons, they understand this, that we are not the gross body, we are something within. And then, so that is like a approaching Brahman realization. God can be realized